Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we're going to speak about one of the most important lessons, which is interrogative pronouns and relative pronouns and adverbs. Interrogative pronouns and relative pronouns and adverbs. The title is long, right? And seems to be difficult. It looks like we are going to speak about something that is really hard. But let me assure you that today's lesson is really interesting. Let's take it step by step. In this sentence, I mean the sentence that says, a hippopotamus is a fierce fighter that protects its young. A hippopotamus is a fierce fighter that protects its young. This sentence has two parts. The first part is, a hippopotamus is a fierce fighter, while the second part is, that protects its young, right? Do you remember the thing that we have talked before about in the class? I mean when we talked about independent and dependent clauses. Let's have a close look so that we remember together. The first part that says, a hippopotamus is a fierce fighter is a complete part. I mean, when you read it, you are going to understand all about the sentence. You are not going to feel that there is something missing, right? So, when you are reading a sentence or when you are reading a clause and you feel that everything is there, we call this clause an independent clause. An independent clause. But take a look at this part. I mean the part that says, that protects its young. When somebody tells you this part, I mean someone of your friends started to say, that protects its young. Aren't you going to feel that there is something missing? Of course. And the first thing that will come into your mind is, what? What do you mean by that protects its young? What are you talking about? So when you are reading a clause and you feel that there is something missing, we call this clause a dependent clause. Why is it dependent? Because it needs other clauses so that they tell more about it. Let's have another example. The mother springs into action when her baby is attacked. The mother springs into action when her baby is attacked. This sentence has two parts. The first part is, the mother springs into action. The mother springs into action. While the second part is, when her baby is attacked. When her baby is attacked. As you can see here, we are having an independent clause and a dependent clause. So, can you tell me where the independent clause is? Exactly. It's the mother springs into action. The mother springs into action. Because this part is a complete part. It's a complete clause. It's an independent clause. While the second part that says, when her baby is attacked, this is the part that is called dependent clause. Because imagine this, somebody of your friends is saying to you, when her baby is attacked. What is the first thing that will come into your mind? The first thing is that you are missing something. Or maybe your friend didn't tell you something. There is a thing that is missed, right? That's what makes this part a dependent clause. Okay? Let's make a summary for this part. We can say that an independent clause is a complete part that tells you everything about the thing that you want to know about. And a dependent clause is a part that when you read or you hear, you will feel that there is something that is really missing. In these two examples, we can notice something. That the dependent clauses, that protects its young, and when her baby is attacked, both parts start with certain words. The first one starts with the word that, and the second part starts with the word when, right? The word that has a family. The name of this family is relative pronoun. Relative pronoun. This family has a lot of members like who, whom, whose, that, and which. So, when the dependent clause starts with one of these words, we should know that it starts with a relative pronoun. In some other dependent clauses, we might find the word when. The word when is a family member, and the name of its family is relative adverb. Relative adverb. The family of relative adverb has other members like where, when, and why. So, to sum up, we are having two families. The first family is the family of relative pronouns, and this family is having some members like who, whom, whose, that, and which. These words, they can start a dependent clause. And there is another family. This family is called relative adverb. In this family, we are having some members like where, when, and why, and they can start also a dependent clause. So this means that some dependent clauses begin with relative pronouns, while some dependent clauses begin with relative adverbs. Notice something, that both relative pronouns and relative adverbs come in the middle between both parts, the independent part and the dependent part. Why? Because we need them to link between both parts. There's a third part I want to speak about before I end the video, which is called interrogative pronoun. And these are the pronouns that start the questions, like the word which, in the example that says, which animal do you prefer? Now that we have an idea about the lesson of today, let's have some examples. Look at the title of the question. It says, in each sentence, look for interrogative pronouns, relative pronouns, or relative adverbs. Underline interrogative pronouns, relative adverbs or pronouns, and double underline the dependent clause. As you can notice in this question, he is asking for too many things. So there is something that we have to learn here, which is to divide the whole mission into smaller tasks. So we can start, for example, with the first thing that he wants, which is underline interrogative pronouns. This is easy. In sentence number 3, for example, it says, who can help Owen? Okay, so the first word is an interrogative word, or is an interrogative pronoun. So we can underline it. Then, in sentence 5, it says, which place became Owen's home? Which place became Owen's home? Okay, it also starts with an interrogative pronoun, which is which, right? Okay, that's it. So the first task that he has asked me to do, which is underline interrogative pronouns, is already done. Now let's move to the second part, or the second task. Circle relative adverbs or pronouns? Okay, it's a piece of cake. The word when in the first example, many hippos lost their lives when a tsunami struck the African coast. Also the word who in the second example that says the only hippo who survived was a 600-pound baby named Owen. The word where in sentence 4 that says rescuers were not sure where Owen should go. The word that in sentence 6 that says the giant tortoise, Mazee, at first thought that Owen should leave him alone. The word who in number 7 that says the two soon became friends who could not be separated. And the last one is the word why in the sentence that says no one knows for sure why Owen and Mazee became such good friends. Wow! Task 2 is done. Now let's go to task 3. Double underline the dependent clause. Okay, so as long as we were able to circle relative adverbs and pronouns, this means that it's really easy to know where the dependent clause is. For example, in sentence number 1, it's when a tsunami struck the African coast. In sentence number 2, it's who survived. In sentence number 4, it's where Owen should go. In sentence 6, it's that Owen should leave him alone. In sentence 7, it's who couldn't be separated. And in sentence 8, it's why Owen and Mazee became such good friends. I hope today's lesson was of great help for you. I suggest that you watch the video twice before answering the questions. And you know the way I end my videos. Do your best, make me proud of you, and stay safe.